Wanderers!
Idiot.
Welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by John Songer and the Gaslight on 4th Street in Huntingburg.
We are entering the spring season, and that means we are all busy running kids to sporting events or busy with outside choring. During this busy season, we don't have time to cook, so let our friends at the Gaslight feed you. Whether you're looking for appetizers and sandwiches or their delicious tavern-style pizzas, let the Gaslight feed you tonight. Even if you aren't busy, the weather is just right to get back outside. Venture up to 4th Street in Huntingburg and see our friends at the Gaslight. Don't forget about their bar catering services or fundraisers offered by the Gaslight either.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from a little weird smoker's lounge.
Sultry. Yeah, it'd be weird about it. The Wondering Dutchmen.
Oh, we got some singers.
Yeah. The Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. Today's episode and all month long is brought to you by the Gaslight. Get you a pie, get you a sandwich, a cold brewski if you want one. Dave's ears perked up. I think the grill's probably still on till 10, Dave. If you hustle, you can make it. We are joining you here on this very lovely Friday morning. For those of you that are early watchers, we appreciate you. We even had a couple comments about some early watchers. So we appreciate those comments. They're great.
I wonder who they are.
I'm sure.
I know we know who they are.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of comments, but that's because the quality of the show is good.
Great.
And we're going to let the good times roll, as they say in the business. We hope you've had a good week. We've had a great week, even though it's in podcast time. It's been a good week. In real time, we just recorded Wednesday's episode not 10 minutes ago. So no scenery change for us here. Brother Love joins us for a second episode in a row. Excited to have him here. We got a couple great, wonderful guests
And a new person coming
up.
up.
Coming up
You
the
know,
driveway.
the crazy part of this, we got,
That's a side-by-side.
That is a side-by-side.
yeah, that looks like a Winholt.
Uh-oh. He said he wouldn't make it.
Oh, is that a Winholt?
No. That's a female in the passenger seat.
That is a familiar.
That's
Yeah.
a hat-wearing feller.
Let's see here.
Who do we have?
Who do we have?
Holy shit, that is Piper.
No.
Hey!
You can't even see him, Dave.
I can. That's Luke.
Wait, here we go.
No, it ain't.
Look, it's our favorite
That's
real
Josh
estate
Luker.
agent.
Holy!
Oh,
And the
my
iron hit
God.
himself. He just walked
They
in and
are.
thought, what the hell? What's going on, guys?
Hey.
You guys doing all right?
Recording live.
We are recording live. We're not editing any of this. So all of that will be in.
Maybe not.
Hey, we are playing it loose and fast, but that's okay.
That's
We're
what he
having
said.
fun. Fellas, what are we looking forward to for the weekend? In real time, it's Good Friday, so we're heading into the Easter weekend. Dave, I got one question for you.
Ask me.
Will you be wearing a shirt at the Easter dinner table?
No, sir.
No.
Going to the in-laws?
Yeah, they're used to it. It's been a long time, and they've kind of warmed up to just who I am.
The ink looks like a shirt.
It does. It does. It's
You need to tattoo some
kind of like
collars.
a Dickie. Dickie, you know, you just got some color from here.
Did you see that peck bounce when he did that?
I don't think that was it is.
Oh, he can. He can.
Big fella, you been doing some push-ups?
Oh, since way back in the
Good
day.
gravy.
If you went onto the prison yard right now, you would totally be leading the white
They
gang.
would wear you like a glove. Unreal. My goodness.
But he would be
Hey,
a fan favorite.
He would be a
Rejoice.
fan favorite.
Rejoice.
Yeah, that's true. We got the Easter
Rejoice,
weekend.
for the Lord has risen.
A great holiday.
Hallelujah.
Great
That's
holiday.
real weird after my tit bounce.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, Pastor Dan's a fan of the
The
show.
Lord works in mysterious ways.
Daddy does.
I don't know that that's okay.
Yeah,
He's a fan of the show.
it is fine.
He's going to look out amongst the flock on Sunday morning preaching the good word about how Christ is risen. He's going to look at Dave and think,
Where's Dave's tits?
yeah,
That's not.
we need to spend a little more time with
Yeah.
Brother Dave and get him on the right path to redemption.
Amen.
Amen with that. We're going to jump right into it. But before we do, go over there and see our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power.
We've been saying for a while now that grass mowing season is upon us. If you went out to the shed and last year's mower is now destined for a quick sale on Marketplace, you need to head to Hopf Outdoor Power for your next mower. Good news, they're having the Ultimate Cub Cadet Sales Event going on now through May 15th. Head over to Hopf Outdoor Power today, and happy shopping.
All right, big fella, we got.
Well, me and the old missus slipped down to Louisville, Kentucky last night, Thursday, in real time. And we went to the Brown Theater.
What about Ford's Theater?
I've heard the Ford's Theater. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Outside of your husband getting assassinated. Mr.
Anyway,
Did you enjoy
we
the
went
show?
to the Brown Theater for a comedy show. We went and seen, the headliner was a guy named Jeff Arcuri.
This is going to be a tough edit.
Why?
Lots of things to cut in.
That's okay.
I mean, it's
Jeff
Brown,
Arcuri.
white.
You ever heard of Jeff Arcuri?
I have not.
Well, I hadn't either. And he called it too, because in the beginning he said, how many of you guys that are here are only here because your wife saw me on TikTok? And I was like, guilty.
He's talking to me.
Guilty. You know what I mean?
At least he knows his audience.
Yeah. And so anyway, Jeff Arcuri is he's dating or engaged to that Katie Thurston?
No
She
clue
was
who she is.
Bachelorette.
Oh,
She was
good
the
for him.
Bachelorette. Yeah.
I'll be GD'd.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good time. A lot
Which
of crowd.
one?
A little crowd.
Did she
work.
get a rose?
I don't know.
She got the clap.
She probably didn't get a rose if she's
We should
engaged
find
to
out
this
more.
guy.
We got to have the clap or a rose.
Well, I'm not allowed to look at my phone anymore because Dave took my.
Well, you're doing it right now.
I know 5 year. Oh, so she got cancer, which
Oh.
is not good.
Wow.
In between
No,
the Bachelor
like
and
currently,
the Bachelorette?
Currently,
No.
Did he do any cancer jokes?
no,
Okay, that's good.
no. But he did.
I mean, that would have been shit.
That would have been terrible.
No, I ain't never heard a good cancer joke.
I don't know if she's ever. I don't know if she got a rose, and I don't know how to look it up. Anyway, a lot of crowd work.
Yeah, you said that when you were texting me when I was trying to get the password.
But how does this work with the crowd?
So he
Is that
just
Wyatt?
he just interacts with the crowd
Is this your kid?
the whole
I think
time.
that's my kid.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
listen to him.
Keith Whitley, probably.
Yeah, some old ass
That
country.
kid,
You're
listens
so
to good.
proud right now.
Yeah.
Oh, God dang.
He's got a dad boner.
Hey, where's Wyatt's on your left chest there?
Right.
Yep.
Then we got Weston and Williams, the one's going to live in the basement.
Yeah, he is in the basement still right now.
He's a good kid.
Hey, he had them
I
britches
didn't
tucked
say it
up
was
pretty high
bad.
the other night.
Yeah,
Wild Bill is in the
wild.
basement.
He is
Yeah,
wild. He is wild.
Crowd work. So yeah, he just opens up and just asks questions to people in the crowd, and they literally just yell back at him. And then once,
Have you ever had a picture taken while you're taking a piss?
yeah, and then and then, okay, and then they just locks you in and then destroys you.
So what did you tell him?
I didn't say a word. I
Why?
didn't.
That's surprising.
Well, because I know, but we were both sober.
Scared. Real
You
scared.
know, the whole works. But anyway, it was
wrong.
So did he
call.
tell any jokes or did he
Yes.
just do crowd work?
both. It was a
Okay.
big mixture of both. But it was a good time. I'd never. So that would be the
7th.
second or third, I guess, if you want to count hours. So third
that was
comedy
5
show that I've been to.
Uncle Todd's.
Uncle Todd's, ours at the Gaslight, and then this one was actually like a real one.
Yeah.
And it was
Ours was
Uncle
a real
Todd's
Uncle
one.
was
Todd's
real.
was a real.
Ours
too.
was real too. That's
Ours
a
was real.
shot
Yeah,
at Curtis
real
Grove.
as shit.
And then that one guy.
Like we were a part of the show. That's
Oh,
what I said, like
gotcha,
we were
gotcha.
a part of it.
Oh, yeah. We definitely had him in stitches.
You're welcome, Gaslight.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so it was a good time, and I'd like to go to more of them. I just don't know how you would select the comedian that you would want to go see. Like Justine said, she paid a lot of money for these tickets.
Yeah.
which,
Well, you live high on the hill
I
there.
mean,
on
it is what it
1025.
is, you know. But we were like 3 rows from the stage. Like, I mean, he was right there.
Okay.
But it didn't really. It was a good time. We had a lot of fun.
Here's the
several
thing
laughs.
about comedy shows is like when you get that one heckler in the crowd that ruins it for everybody.
Oh God!
I kind of hate that.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
Tell us, brother. Tell us.
I don't know how to say it without making myself sound like a bigot.
Poke them.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to edit this out.
No, you're not.
That's what you
Have
say
you
every
ever
time.
heard? Have you ever heard of the saying like?
No business like show business?
You're trying too hard.
Break a leg, mother licker. The loud black women in the movie theater.
I've never heard a saying about it.
You've never, you never have you ever heard of that?
I mean, no.
We'll be done in.
Okay.
All right.
Well, all right, buddy. Safe travels. If you want to take my car instead of the side by side, you're more than welcome.
How come
keys are in
loud
it.
black woman needs
Just
that?
don't wreck it. Okay.
Also like a leg 'em.
Asalaka like 'em. But there was 2 African American women.
Oh,
They're
this
black.
is all got to be edited.
Why? Why can't you say black ladies? There's 2 black women
You can
sitting
say
behind.
black.
Okay,
all
well,
you
just
want.
get to it. You're dragging it out.
There's 2 black ladies behind us that were just
Catcalling it.
the whole time. And he
That's
was
the part that has to get it.
and he was like
That's not.
he
You
was
got to keep that in.
obviously ignoring them
Yes.
because they were trying way too hard. And Justine, we even looked at each other a couple times like, oh my god.
You're talking about the comedian.
No, they were trying to bait him in to get for them to be got.
Yeah.
And he was like noticeably trying to ignore them.
Because they're looking for their viral moment.
100%. That's exactly what they were doing. And then he was like handing out Uncrustables,
Does
the
kind?
peanut butter jelly.
peanut butter jelly.
What kind of jelly though? Strawberry.
That
or
was
grape?
the grape ones.
You know who makes Uncrustables?
Smuckers.
That's right.
And he's trying to get sponsored by him.
Well,
Jeff Arcuri was.
So drinking all these Busch Lights not helping us so far.
Yeah.
there no Uncrustables?
we got Uncrustables in the house, but that's already my family.
There it is.
Schmuckers.
Smuckers.
Anyway, comedy night, good time. Brown Theater, beautiful venue.
Is it? Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
kind of historic or new?
Very, very oldie looking. Yeah. Really cool. Red velvet curtains, a lot of cool shit. Like on the ceiling, it was all,
Why do you think the curtains weren't ever like purple?
I don't know.
They're always red.
Yeah.
Probably because purple
There is
dye
no-
back in the day was a lot harder than the red dye.
There is no
Harder to
purple
get from
velvet.
Indians, my people.
That's why purple is
there
the
is-
color of royalty.
It's just like your glasses.
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
red velvet. It's not purple velvet.
Red velvet. Oh man, we're gonna sing karaoke later.
You don't ever hear of purple velvet cake.
You don't. It's
Oh,
red
red
velvet.
Are you guys into red velvet cake?
Nah. Take it or leave it.
What about you?
There is red velvet ants.
Yeah.
There is.
Oh.
no
Hey, speaking of
purple
ants, I
velvet.
got termites
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
in the woodwork. I mean, it's not like they'd be in the brickwork, but I'm pretty sure we got the termites.
Mace dropped
In
his
your
off
house?
at your house.
Yeah. William keeps saying, Dad, I looked in that hole. There's lots of bugs in there.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
I know a guy you can call.
Did you get those from the neighbor?
Probably from Mace.
Not bringing this up, but neighbor Doug, he's got problems over there.
Oh, I thought I got him from crawling around on the floor, putting that.
Moles.
Oh, he's got moles.
You probably packed them home in your pocket.
Yeah. They climbed
Pocket-
in my
Did you
pocket.
really?
Termite larvae.
well,
from
he was rolling on the ground, putting that floor down.
Yeah.
Basement floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were dormant at the time you were down
The
there.
larvae.
Till I was rolling around on the floor, they were like,
Got
"Look
them
at
all
this."
fired up.
Good. And now it's spring.
Hey, would you think if you would have done that flooring job without your shirt on, you would have been faster?
Maybe like greased lightning.
Would you think that if he did that in the summertime, he would not have brought the larvae home?
He wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have
I'd
made
have
it.
made it. I'd have made
We'd
it.
all died.
But your air-
Guys,
So,
I'm
air
just.
conditioning-
I mean,
No.
here's the deal.
It
I'm
don't
fat.
work.
I'm fat,
your
but
air conditioning doesn't work.
We don't have air conditioning.
God damn it, Maester. That's 2 houses in a row.
I know. Wild, ain't it?
Your first house was
I'm
a little
just-
bit of air conditioning.
Hey, I know. Well, you're
I'm
not
built
moving
for
from
speed, boys.
1025.
Look at me. I'm built for speed. I'm
We're
like
not talking about you. We're talking about Mace. Focus.
And here we go. He's on the bottom of the hill, right below Casey.
Right
That's
below.
true.
In the basement.
That is true. That beautiful.
Anyway,
We
I
have
was just-
got to fix Masner's smokestack.
We
Yeah.
gotta fix my smokestack this year on my CGI fireplace.
Yeah,
Right before we put it in the bathroom.
we can do that.
We got a lot of projects.
We got a
Lots of,
That's
we
what
got to put
Jesse-
a garden in over there at Brother K.
Yeah, we're gonna have to probably plow that up this fall.
Justine
Holy
said that
shit, we got
today.
a
She said, "Do
bathroom
you think
and a smokestack. and a
we've
garden.
got too much projects going on at one time?"
Yeah,
Never.
I mow grass and I just
Did
need
she
one
say it in a
project after the
serious
other.
face?
Yeah,
Is she gonna do a list again? You said you did
So
good
she-
with
I
the
I
list
did do a
last time.
list, and then she said she sent me some TikTok about how she shouldn't have to send lists.
She
But I
wasn't-
thought she wanted to
wasn't
do
happy.
lists to make you be efficient.
That's what
Here we are
there's
having a podcast
that's-
about shit that don't matter.
That's what somebody told me.
So she was not thrilled about your list.
But she
No.
made the list.
She made the list, and I've completed said list, and I had gotten
Whoa! I got feelings, man.
all kinds of
Now,
positive
this
feedback.
has been over a decade ago, but I went to visit a buddy on Memorial Day weekend.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is a good buddy of mine. And we did some shoring. And we were sitting around the fire that evening because we were already drunk.
I would have never guessed that.
Did not
Bullshit.
get the list.
And she says to him, Did you clean the barn out? He said, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Well, I wanted you to clean the barn out." And I pulled out the list from my
Bitch, you
pocket.
ever seen the barn?
I said, "The barn ain't on this list, bitch." And I crumpled it up and I throwed it at her. I ain't been there ever since. But he
Are we
used to be
talking-
a real good buddy until I
I
said,
think
"It wasn't
anytime
on the list, bitch."
Are we talking about the warden?
no, anytime you like, bitch, anytime that happens,
Bitch.
Hey,
as a
was 10
rebuttal-
years ago still your whiskey drinking days?
Unless you're
Oh, yeah. It was my
Uh,
whiskey
yeah.
drinking
Were you
days.
drinking whiskey around the
unless you're
fire?
playing euchre.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That was back when I was.
I'll buy
I
that.
called the guy from Luxor and I was like, "I need a pallet." I said, "I want not a pallet." I said, "I want a barrel of Calvert's." He was like, "Nobody's ever asked for that. It's a blend of whiskey. We don't make barrels." And I said, "Well, I want a barrel." He's like, "Well, I'll give you a pallet and burn your name on the barrel." He's like, "But that's just like the bottom of the barrel, the Rebel Yell that we make." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I want."
Wait, Calvert's makes a bottom variety of Calvert's? I thought Calvert's was bottom.
Calvert's
It's
is
all bottom.
Calvert's is Rebel Yell, but the bottom of the barrel that they can't quite get out of it. And he's like, "Hell, I'll take you and a buddy on a tour of the facility if you're gonna buy a pallet of it."
So there is a lower shelf Calvert's.
This is wild.
I got his number in my phone.
I mean,
You don't like Calvert's? You, hey man,
I
brother.
understand that, but there's a bottom shelf.
Calvert's and Diet is
And
a
then
quality
there is,
cocktail.
No.
What?
No.
Now there's
Calvert's
some
fucking
farmers
You
up
suck.
there's some farmers up here that drink
Excuse me.
Calvert's and Big
I like
Red.
Calvert's. Big Red.
Why?
Calvert's and Big Red. You said that.
I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is when I
Oh,
was down
God.
there at the Eagles,
Casey, you're
the
gonna have to
FOE
fucking-
274 in Brazil, Indiana, and you asked for a fucking well drink, it was Calvert's and Coke. And I drank the out of them.
I was not a full throttle Coke
out of them.
diet.
Oh, boy.
That doesn't
Diet.
mean they don't suck.
No, it was great. Yeah, I miss Calvert's almost like I miss my granddaddy. I mean, it was good shit.
I mean, Bob Meyer misses Old Crow.
Yeah.
They don't make it anymore?
No.
you know, I
Yeah.
Well,
one
they
night
got it. It's just on the bottom of the fucking shelf. Out,
What was
and they
C?
set it
What
on
was
a
the
floor.
whiskey that they quit making that hot dog used to drink and you could never buy it anymore? CC, Canadian Club.
they still make that.
No, they still make
But what was it that he couldn't? You couldn't find.
Old
Canadian Hunter.
Crow.
Was that it?
It is.
They got it at CVS.
Canadian Hunter.
I know an Old Crow drinker.
That stuff's disgusting.
Let's just put it on the floor.
No, we're gonna put it on the show.
Put
I
it
sat
under
at
the.
Bob's
No,
one
it's
night.
not.
We poured Old Crow into Crown Royal
God,
bottles.
that's
It's
fucking
like
gross.
nobody ever know the difference.
Bullshit.
And we were pouring Old Crow into Old Crown Royal bottles. And
Those were my bottles, and they sucked.
Folks at home, if you're still listening,
that
we
was probably
appreciate
the
it.
same
heard
time
That was f***ing awful.
he had this old.
That was
Sal.
when you had a woods out here.
He had this old Sal elk head, and he was like, at the same time we're pouring Old Crow into Crown Royal bottles. He was like, "Smoker boy, look at this elk I got." I said, let's see it. And he was like, look at the rack on this one. I was like, what? That's a female. And he was like, but I got these sheds and we drywall screwed these sheds into this.
There is
town.
no
It's probably a
rack
good thing that Uncle
female.
Moved out of the neighborhood.
yeah, for Dave's sake.
I mean, for sake, Dave.
First time I met, he was like, Smoker Boy, I got
What?
these hogs
I
out.
like this.
I said, okay. He's like, you got to help me find him. I said, okay. So I ran.
I ain't got no hogs.
I told Jenna, I was like, Jenna, the neighbor guy's here and he's got hogs out. We got to go find him. She's like, oh, my. I was like, I don't want to be home, but I'm going to go with him. She's like, okay. And I hopped on the back and I was sitting back to back with him. He's like, no, you got to turn around. And I was like, okay.
Butt to butt is what it
No,
was
we
getting
were
at.
nut to butt. And I was
Nut
like,
to butt.
On a 4-wheeler.
I was Bio 220. I said,
There it
how
goes.
far are these
It gets
hogs?
good.
He's like, I ain't got any hogs.
I ain't
but
got no
didn't think
hogs.
your wife would let go. I didn't think your wife would let you go with me if I didn't have a good reason. And we went cruising out down yonder and over the hills and all over, and we had a hell of a
I ain't got no hogs.
Nuts to butts.
I didn't get home till like 4 in the morning. I passed out on brother table for his bachelor party,
Ah.
and Bob made me drive home. He said, "Hey, you're gonna have to figure this out sooner or later. You're driving." I said, "Oh boy," down the driveway, and he's like, "There ain't no brakes on this thing," and that driveway is fucking up there. He was like, "When we get to the bottom, just turn left real hard. We got to lean." I said, "Okay," and we leaned. We made it. That was the same night we lost them hogs.
Oh boy.
All the hogs are dead.
I'm gonna edit a lot of this one out.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right.
Why?
Casey, what you
All
got?
right, here we go. So this happened today. I didn't get to partake in golf or being on Dave's level, but that's okay.
Or hogs.
Or hawks, or be neighbors to Uncle, which is probably safe.
We can call him.
Nope. So I was sitting there in church, and
Attaboy.
the offering plate was coming around, so I get some ones out.
Oh shit.
It ain't a titty bar.
That's all I had in my pocket, buddy. I don't live as high on the hill here at Smoker Hill.
20s are for the gene.
Yeah. So I look on this dollar bill on the backside of it, and there's an R there. And I was like, oh,
Random.
looking at it. Just don't pay any attention to it. Looking around. Flip the dollar over. I see a B there. And I open it up, and somebody put boner on there. And I was,
And you threw it in the collection.
yeah,
plate.
threw it in the collection with a smile on my face. So that got me wondering if you guys have ever had any great stories of picking up a U.S. currency, dollar, 20, whatever, and there'd be something creative on it. Like, I thought this was creative because I saw the R, and I was like, maybe this guy was just
a pirate.
a Republican.
Arr.
Yeah. And then when I flipped it over to the other side and I saw the B, and I was like, oh, I see what he did there. Or she. It could have been a she. So
Yeah.
no judges. But
Boner's funny for anybody.
I just wondering if you guys
It
had
is.
any.
Owners are funny, yeah.
I just wondering if you guys had any currency.
What the hell? There was
Nope.
down at that shithole swamp dump that we go, the sewer pit.
Yeah.
It's got the
The wastewater department, Huntingburg.
it's got this where Dave was just gonna have a salad. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Do they have dollar bills up on the ceiling there?
I think so.
Or was
yeah.
it
They
just
got a
all
Wondering
stickers?
Dutchman sticker.
I knew we put our sticker
We
up.
didn't put it there.
Oh yeah, I did. No, we didn't.
No, we did
Somebody else did. Chad and Julie did, didn't they?
That's right.
Not Chad.
Not
Scotty.
Chad, Scotty and
Julie.
Julie.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel when you showed up
Pretty cool.
and there was one there?
Really cool. And then we were there, and the bartender was Australian.
Good day, mate.
And I said,
And they're
hey,
like, we don't have a fryer. And I'm like, what the f?
yeah, I'll have a salad. What a princess.
So
Anyway,
I just like fried
not
fish.
the first time.
where
you
the
ever
hell
did it.
was it? There was what restaurant?
Patties.
Patties. But did they have dollar bills up there?
I think so. I think they
No.
do.
Patties?
Different Patties, buddy.
Oh,
Shithole, Florida.
Sorry.
Paddys. That's where Dave scissored. Patties in Kentucky is where Dave scissored the waiter.
Yeah.
Awkward.
He loved it.
I just like the graffiti on dollars where people like they staple dollar bills to the ceilings of like
Yeah,
bars.
Like
restaurants.
JR's.
So we went to.
Do they do that?
yeah.
It was in Columbus, Ohio. We went to Thermwoods, maybe. The Man versus Food. He had the Thermorator. It was a burger
Oh,
Had like 19 pieces of ham, 3 burgers,
okay.
pound and a half of cheese.
I like
That
cheese.
was what the whole bar was dollar bills stapled to the wall
Everywhere.
everywhere.
But
I mean,
did like
it
people
looked-
do you write your little note on them?
Yeah.
And then stay
Or your
yeah.
name.
Yeah. Looked like Ron's place.
Oh yeah, Ron's used to do that too. Yeah.
I think they do it now.
Yeah.
We could probably go put $1 up there.
Sure.
Not
But,
tonight.
I mean, the only time I've ever seen
Maybe tonight.
the only time I've seen stamps. Like people stamp them, you know.
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah,
Trump
yeah.
2024 or 2020 or whatever.
Yeah.
I like when they write the whole dollar bill.
like color on it and stuff.
Absolutely.
The coolest one I've seen one time was a
The Excalibur in Las Vegas.
no, it was a dollar bill, but the guy on it had like they had drawn like
Dicks?
they made him look like he was a skull
You're right.
with like a
Dick.
big mohawk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like super creative. Like your real artsy
Yeah.
fartsy feller must have done that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just caught me.
Now is that a crime?
You're defacing
It is.
federal property.
It is a crime.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna
Prosecute
pursue.
for it.
Yeah, they're not coming after you.
Is that a crime?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's got to be a crime.
The Excalibur
Let's
in
do
Las
crimes.
Vegas. The whole ceiling is those dollar bills
That's a $1 bill.
And
bar.
there's a
That's
little-
Sierra
there's a
Farrell. She
little
sings a song
redhead.
about that.
that runs around in the bar. He likes it.
Hell yeah.
I would think that, I mean, somebody could just come in and rip them off the wall, right?
Have you ever been to?
Buy a beer. Yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, I'm gonna.
Yeah, if they're on the wall like right next to you, there's nothing stopping you from just
Some
plucking
guy
it.
pulls a
Yeah, there
staple
is.
remover out.
No, that bar earned that dollar.
I just dropped my chair down. I'm touching the floor.
So
There's a bar in Bloomington. I think it's called the Upstairs.
Yeah.
The Upstairs Pub. It's on Kirkwood up there,
Yeah.
and there's underwear hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's
'cause my-
currency.
Because my wife and a whole bunch of their friends went on a bar crawl, and they
Wear her underwear.
they bought like grandma undies. What's happening? Is he trying to walrus?
He's
back
trying
up?
to get back up from his chair.
And they bought like grandma undies and wore them over their pants, kind of like captain underpants,
Yeah.
specifically for like when they got to that place, they were going to like shuck them and then staple them up.
Now, there's some places that'll have like a moose head or an elk head that have bras on them. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, Twin Peaks.
That's usually when you know you're at a good place.
We had a nice business meeting at Twin Peaks. Remember
Oh yeah, it was a real good one.
Oh, that's right. That's before we did the
Fish
Uncle,
Before I
tacos.
barfed in
Uncle
Uncle
Todd's
Todd's
that?
yard.
And then I peed on it, and then the dog ate it.
Twin Peaks is probably the nicest establishment I've ever been in.
That's not true, Justin. You've been to a really lot of nice places.
No, Twin Peaks is nice.
It is nice.
Did you see where Hooters filed for bankruptcy?
Yeah, R.I.P. It's because their
Wow.
wings.
That's what I'm getting.
It's because their wings
So,
f***ing suck.
When we were in Kansas, good friend of mine, he passed away and got crushed by a rollback.
That's never good.
Wrecker.
Yeah, well, whatever. So we go
Yeah.
out there, and the sister of the deceased, she goes, "Oh, nice.
funny.
They got nice wings. Let's go to Twin Peaks." All right, let's do it. That's the nicest place I've ever been in.
They wear
Super nice.
furry boots and like
They wear nothing.
mountain gear. I mean,
Well, they're ready to hike or they're
Show
ready.
us your fish.
yeah.
Show us your face.
Excuse me.
I mean, I
ma'am.
know you have one in there.
I'll take my hot wings, but your labias are out.
No, I want you
Stuff
to
like
labia?
rub.
Labias.
I think it's labia.
See?
It's not. Is it Nambia or Namibia?
Labia.
Nam-
We're
Amoeba.
not, no,
Amoeba.
we're not talking about the country. We're talking about the lady parts.
what we're
Yeah,
talking
we
about.
know. They know.
Oh, before this flies any further off the rails, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause.
Damn it, Casey.
Brought to you by
You're always
Rugged
so-
Foot.
You're always so straight laced.
No, I'm trying to keep us on track. That's what a host of the show does.
New sponsor alert. The Rugged Foot on 4th Street in Huntingburg is the latest, and they are a good one. The Rugged Foot is a local small business that deserves our support. They carry men's and women's boots with different styles and brands for each. Right now, they have a special going on where if you purchase a pair of men's dry shod rubber boots, you get a women's pair 40% off.
All right, Brother Dave, for the second episode in the row, we have a blank topic for you. if you don't have anything off the top, we could have some crowd participation here to find out what they're wondering about.
I like crowd participation.
Or would you like to take us on a tour
Tour of what?
of that body?
His brain.
Let's go on. You want to go on a tour of your tats?
This is one.
Yeah, I know.
This is just one.
Yeah, let's just stupid
do a crowd.
idea.
What are we wondering about?
Oh,
That's going to be for
Can't
off
show
camera.
those on camera.
That's going to be off camera.
All right, Dave. Tell me.
Tell me. Ask me. I
Yeah.
mean,
You started this earlier. Earlier when we talked about Elon Musk.
yeah.
Not off the rails here, but the Rockefellers, the Gates, anybody that has a family fortune.
Yep.
Elon Musk started from nothing.
PayPal.
Absolutely nothing.
huh?
PayPal.
Well, that was his first.
Yeah,
How
he
in the
founded
hell. I mean, one in every 300 people have a Tesla car.
That's right.
That's the only thing we ever
Is that the
seen him sell.
statistic?
No.
What I'm saying is, you don't know that
we can't fact check anymore. You're
you've been cut
Got
off.
my wings
yeah.
clipped.
What I'm saying is, you don't know that Elon Musk founded PayPal, which everybody uses
Okay.
on eBay, and then he got into all this other horse shit.
okay.
Like Elon Musk has been into a whole bunch of bullshit. Like he's got 72 kids from 13 women's.
I understand that, but Jeff Bezos,
Does he have that many
he
kids?
delivers.
He's got a lot
Lots
of
of kids.
kids.
I understand that.
He's a goddamn pedophilius.
Yeah, he's an alien.
But
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos delivers to all of our houses every day.
Multiple
Well,
times.
he used to. Now his ex-wife does.
Okay, so his ex-wife does.
Well, not
every
all the
single
time.
day.
He just paid her a large sum of money.
But how in the hell Elon Musk is the richest man on the earth?
PayPal, SpaceX,
No,
Tesla.
PayPal sucks. Nobody likes PayPal.
Everybody uses
Everybody, even now you use PayPal. You don't know you're using PayPal. but
I
you're
do.
Using PayPal. Oh yeah. If you're paying online, you're using PayPal.
I mean, I use Walmart.
PayPal.
That's
That's where
Okay.
it's at, man.
So
He's got her dick like that.
Tesla, how much you think is Tesla? Where does he make his money?
He's
Not a
losing
lot.
money
That's
on
what I'm
Tesla.
getting at.
Right now, he's
losing
losing
money
money
on
on
Tesla.
okay. He's losing money, but he's still the richest man on earth.
SpaceX and PayPal.
Well, okay, so SpaceX. Who the pays for that?
Well,
A
Katy
lot of
Perry
government
pretended to
contracts.
go up there.
I mean,
but
Is that a
was Blue
SpaceX
Origin.
rocket?
That wasn't SpaceX.
That was Blue Origin.
That's Blue Origin.
I want to crash
Which
a
was
side by
fake.
side. Everything's fine. He wants to crash a space shuttle.
There's a
Nobody-
Tesla in space right now, just floating around with some fucking man.
Cybertruck.
No, it was a Tesla X.
That seems dangerous
Nobody bought
for
it.
aliens.
There's
Could
a
be
Tesla
dangerous.
car in space.
So he shipped. He shipped.
He shot a Tesla.
car.
No, he did. Yeah, I guess he
Okay, he shipped
launched
it up
that
there.
motherfucker into space.
But
Like,
who bought it?
no, he did. He was like, "Hey,
Okay,
I want to put
where
it
did
in
he get his
space."
money?
South Africa. His dad was like,
There is no money in South Africa.
he's a South African, is where he's from.
That motherfucker is white as the sun.
So are most South Africans.
Well, not most.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty white. They're
Have you ever
pasty.
heard of the apartheid?
No.
Okay, that would explain the discrepancy in realizing that.
And I understand that. And
okay,
It's British owned. They're a bunch of white folks.
used to be.
I can be called wrong, but where did this guy make his money?
He is kind of a
I think,
mysterious.
I think Dave said was it PayPal and
PayPal.
Are you
SpaceX?
sure?
He's pretty sure. It seems like.
I
But
mean-
I will
mean-
agree to your point. I will agree to your point that he is a
PayPal.
very mysterious individual.
Yeah,
Very
PayPal's good,
mysterious.
but you can't send a rocket to space.
You can if you built the rocket.
That will suck PayPal dry.
I don't know. He sold it for like $3 billion back in
Do you know what the
98.
fuel of a rocket takes?
A lot. $1 billion and 98?
Yes.
Really?
Okay, so he made
Yeah, it was the billions back in the 90s.
Now that we're fact checking, how old was he in '98?
32.
So he's old.
You mother.
I
You
made
know
that
that?
up. I made that shit up bigger than
I mean, he could be old. I
I
don't
bet
know.
he was in his teens.
No, he's older than me.
He's
Try
not a teen prodigy.
Look it up.
I feel like he was born in late 60s, early 70s.
No,
Yep.
wrong.
Right.
1971.
1971. That
Late
motherfucker
60s, early
is from,
70s.
he's from Mars.
I guarantee you.
So that
From
makes him
fucking
what,
Mars.
54?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's 54 years old. He's the richest man on earth, and he was born with nothing.
Here's what I don't understand. You're the richest man in the world. Why get involved in stuff? Like, just enjoy your money.
Same reason Donald Trump does.
Passionate.
I got a point to prove.
Passionate.
That's true. I guess I don't have money.
Google box when he launched that Tesla into space. But I feel like it was a Tesla X.
I'm gonna say it's 2006.
No.
Try it.
10 or 11.
Well, some of what has helped SpaceX is that NASA has gone away from doing a lot of their own rocket stuff.
Isn't that weird?
Because the
Like we got a whole government
is not
funded.
going to spend any money anymore.
Well, I mean, they do spend money, but they just
Well, why?
They
They
give
don't
it
want
to-
us to know the Earth is flat. I'm not a flat
Earth is not
earther.
flat.
Well, you just told us that he didn't want us to know that the Earth is flat, so
It's
you
not
said that with
flat.
such confidence.
I did say it with some confidence.
Smoke. It's not flat.
2018, he launched his personal Tesla Roadster.
Oh shit! I was way off on that, but it's not flat.
I know, but it might be. You never know.
How can you say that?
Hey,
How
where
can
you
you
at?
say
Where
it's
where
not?
you stand on Scientology?
Oh boy.
Oh, Tom Cruise and
How can you say that there is a time zone?
Hey, what's
That's
Brado
fine.
got to talk about?
Yeah,
this
good
week?
news is we got three
Changing
big things
gears.
for the week.
But we were just getting into.
I know,
That's
but we can
okay.
get off. We get in the weeds
As
off
soon as
the
that
air.
clock goes to zero, we can talk about Tesla. All
It is now time
Damn
for
it.
Brado's three big things for the week, brought to you by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts.
Public service announcement. If you're headed to the ball fields and they aren't utilizing Merkley burgers, don't protest or make a scene. We aren't that way. But the next time you head to the field, grab a couple of Merkley burgers from your private stock and ask the grill master to go ahead and make yours with quality burgers from Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts.
All right, first one here. Fair warning if you see a Minecraft movie in the theater. You might just find yourself surrounded by teenage boys who cheer, take off their shirts, throw popcorn, and of course film it for social media during the movie's chicken jockey scene. From Brado, I am so out of touch with today's youth. Is this really a thing?
Oh yeah,
Do the Dutchmen have any thoughts on this trend?
I've
mean,
been known
look
to
at
take
Dave
my
right
shirts
now.
off.
they're wrecking theaters.
Look at Dave
shutting-
right now.
shucking them down.
Well, now
I
it's
shuck her down.
now
If
it's
hot.
rated R. I think it's rated R. You got to have adult supervision with you.
Well, yeah, because all these quads have ruined.
Ooh.
You can say whatever you want, but if we had popcorn right now,
We're
he would
hot.
throw it at me.
We're hot tonight.
Yeah, we are.
It was so Chicken Jockey is during the scene. It's Jason Momoa and Jack Black, and they're like in a boxing ring, and like the Chicken Jockey is literally a little zombie dude that's riding a chicken.
Are you sure?
100%. I've seen the clip, and whenever they
Did he have his shirt off?
like Jack Black goes, Chicken Jockey, and the whole freaking have you seen it?
No.
They just explode, throwing candy like they smuggle confetti guns in, like all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of things now where they're
You know what that reminds me of?
what?
Freddie Mercury.
Who?
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
We've reached that point in the show. I
Hey,
find it
Dave.
more humane. South Carolina plans to execute a man for the murder of a police officer by draping a hood over his head and firing 3 bullets into his heart. He chose to die by firing squad, and the antiquated execution method seems to be making a comeback. Brado, with a good feel of the room, touchy subject here, I know, but it got me wondering. For capital punishment, is the defendant allowed to choose the means by which they meet their maker, or is it a state decision? Casey, Esquire, since you are a legal expert, you care to weigh in, and I guess one more question. If it's a choice and they had to choose, how are you Dutchmen going out?
Oh God.
I mean, I
Thanks.
feel like that's a little touchy. I mean,
It is.
He called you an expert.
Well,
Esquire.
technically I am an expert.
He said expert.
You're a legal
Oh, yeah. I
So,
saw that.
Brado, to answer your question, I do believe you are allowed to choose. States have
List.
set up a list of approved means for which you can meet your maker.
This just came up.
And then I believe that you can decide. The reason a lot of these antiquated forms are coming back is because a lot of these drugs that are used for lethal injection are produced in Europe, which Europe has a staunch opposition to capital punishment. So therefore, you're starting to see this come back. I think South Carolina had already done one earlier in the year by firing squad. So the defendant can choose as long as it's a state-approved thing. So it just varies. I think Indiana only has lethal injection yet for their means to do it.
I think you're right. There was one this year.
South Carolina
I've
did
seen
it.
that too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and how they do it. So, and I think they don't even.
I'm going guillotine.
Well, hold on here. I think that
I don't
actually,
think he could
Off
do
with his
that.
head.
No, I think it was firing squad.
but I think how they do it is it's just like machine laser, like somebody just pushes a button like they do everything.
Oh, it's
else.
not. So what is it?
Off with his head.
No, a true firing squad. Is it 5?
There's not like
7 guns. Everybody shoots, but only one gun has a live round, so you don't know who actually
That's right.
fired the shot.
Isn't that
Yeah, but I
right?
don't
Or is
think-
it more than one?
I don't think
That's not how they do it now because they're firing 3 bullets into his heart. So I think they do it where it is like it's been upgraded to where they have a laser guy pushes the button.
Yeah, but
fire.
the problem with that is, man, is like you're gonna.
It's not like you're taking a 300-yard shot. He's hitting from one end of the lounge to the other.
I know it's
I know people that couldn't make that shot.
21 paces or some
So-
shit, but the problem is you're gonna.
That's a duel.
That's a tough spot.
The
That's a
only
tough
reason that
spot.
people choose that is someone has to make that shot, but it's not that way anymore.
Yeah, like you said, it's a robot with lasers and stuff.
Right.
So Dave said you said
I said guillotine.
What are you taking?
There is no way.
I guess like fist fight isn't an option
no.
because I'd fight myself to the death.
Shark attack.
Oh boy,
I mean, look at this
Choke
guy
a
with
shark
his,
out.
look at his tattoos. No.
Firing squad, I guess, if I couldn't fight my way out of it.
Uh,
I don't think that.
here's the thing. I don't understand, like on the lethal injection stuff, because it's the drugs that veterinarians use to put your pets down. I don't know. I think that's the way because they just
Rainbow Bridge.
yeah, that's how I would do it. I mean, I think it bothers me a little bit that you're all strapped down, but I'm not one for theatrics. So
The dog's probably strapped down too.
no.
Mine
Not a
Mine
news
was.
headline. Let's go Chase in real time. Chase is heading to run the Boston Marathon on Monday, April 21st. From Brado, Chase, he says, give him hell. We're behind you, buddy. We will get Chase in the lounge as soon as he returns. So if you've made it through the shit show this is this week,
Whoa,
you're going to have
whoa,
a great
whoa.
episode next
great
week.
time.
Great time. All right, buddy. It is now time for some final thoughts. Brought,
He read it all.
paraphrased.
I mean, he emphasized. He put more fucking phrases in there.
That's right.
It is now time for some final thoughts brought to you by our friends at Jumping Jacks Entertainment.
Outdoor parties, graduation parties, and other events are upon us. Jumping Jacks Entertainment is your go-to source to take a ho-hum party to the next level. Whether you need tents, tables, chairs, or a bounce house, Jumping Jacks has you covered. Simple process. Head to their website, jumpingjacksentertainment.com, and see everything they got. You won't be disappointed.
All right, Brother Dave.
Hey, you can't always keep your shirt on,
Oh, boy.
but you can't always keep your stick on the ice.
Wait, will you repeat that?
You can't always keep your shirt on, but you can't always keep your stick on the ice.
Attaboy. A modern day Socrates over
Let's
there.
see here.
Socrates.
Be
Beef oven.
the person.
Be the person you want your pet to tell other people's pets about.
That's right.
There you go. Brother Love.
Titties.
Show me your fish. Hey, I want to capitalize real quick, recant what I said. Other than that, I mean, yeah, be good to your pets. But hey, if you're listening to this, please go to the internet and check out our
Golf store.
golf store. Like we've got some badass shirts, hats, new logos, umbrellas,
Speakers,
coolers,
golf
all,
shirts.
all kinds of really cool stuff.
But we can't sell shirts if we're not wearing any.
Right, but
That's
you
true.
got to.
That's a good final thought.
You got to buy them, brother, and they're good. They're
Hey,
We
big,
have to wear a shirt to sell a shirt.
bingo. Big thank you to the Gaslight. Big thank you to Hopf Outdoor Power.
Big thank you to Rugged Foot. Big thank you to our friends over there at Merkley and Sons. And a big thank you to Jumping Jacks Entertainment. I'm sure I'll have some phone calls. But as some would say, it's not their pig, it's mine. So it is my farm that I got to worry about. So anyways, I got to quit messing with my mic. We hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. My face says it all. And with that,
Where's my shoes?
Casey out. Oh shit. Dutchman out.
Dutchman out.